Hi friends, Prepared Suburbanite here. Just wanted to share with you all a recent purchase. I picked this up right after Christmas, and it was like on sale and then double sale and then a 25% off coupon at Harbor Freight. This is their 4x36 inch belt sander with a 6-inch disc sander on the side. Wanted to go over a few things that I've learned about it, and maybe I can help you save a headache. So one of the big reasons that I picked this up was so that I could sharpen big knives, garden tools, those kinds of things, shovels, hoes, machetes, extra large knives, that kind of a thing, plus a little bit for woodworking and stuff like that. So because I've got variable use and variable needs for a belt sander, one of the things that was critical, and I'm certainly not a super duper carpenter, a super duper metal worker, anything like that. I just enjoy having the right tools for the right job, and this, because it was on sale, turned out to be a deal that I really just couldn't refuse. But because I do have some variable needs and requirements for a tool like this, it's necessary for me from time to time to change the belts on it. It came equipped shipped in the box with 60 grit, which is pretty rough, and it's, you know, super just fine for really getting quite a lot of metal off whatever it is that you want to get the metal off of. But it's pretty rough for, say, sharpening knives and machetes and things like that. So while I was at Harbor Freight, I picked up a little bit lighter weight. This is 120 grit, and played with the 120 grit versus the 60 grit, and really found that I like the 120 grit better, but it's still not quite fine enough for some of the things that I want to do. So I've been shopping around trying to find something 200 to 240 grit, and maybe even something up into the 600, 700, 800 grit for later on for putting polish on metal objects and knives and things like that. So the thing that I found very frustrating after I got it all put together was the degree of difficulty and super inconvenience that you had to go through to change a belt. There are no less than 7 screws, 2 brackets, and a panel that you have to pull off the machine just to change a belt. And I thought, my God, that's just crazy. So I've been surfing around the internet, looked at a couple of different YouTube videos, guys that had some pretty good ideas on mods that they put together for this. And the best one that I found, and this is kind of a combination of 2 or 3 of those really good hints if you've picked one of these things up. So here's the first hint. When you put it all together, this bracket goes down here on the back side, and it's designed to do, I think, 2 things. First thing is it's kind of a safety thing. It's got a little safety sticker on it there that you can see. Gives you warnings, don't put your fingers on the sandpaper when it's running, that kind of a thing. It's got a couple of little holes in it to hold this bracket here, which mounts on the opposite side. And because it mounts on the opposite side, in order to change the belt, you've got to take this bracket off. So the first thing I did was remove this bracket because I don't really think you need it. Second thing that I did was I took this bracket here out from this side, and it came across this way. I put it in the vise, bent it back the other way so that I could mount it on the right-hand side of the belt house, so that it allows you to pull the belt right off after you reduce the tension on the belt tightener here. The other thing that gets in the way is this dust cover panel that goes on the bottom, on the back side. And if I can flip this around, you can see that this is where this would go. Here, it's got 4 screws, 2 on each side, plus the screws that would attach to the bottom side of this bracket. And the bracket, I think, had 3 screws. This plastic bracket had 3 screws. The metal bracket has at least 4. Plus you had to take this mounting bracket for the crosspiece off. So that really came to a total of 7 or 8 different nuts, bolts, screws, whatever that you had to take off just to change a belt. So I looked at this, tried to figure out, and this was a tip from one of the other YouTube videos, what function is this serving? Well, yeah, I guess it provides a little bit of safety for the bottom side here. And it's a dust collector, or a dust diverter maybe, and that's pretty much it. So is it absolutely necessary to run this machine? No, it's not. So I took it off. Now what you can do very simply is reduce the tension. Here we go. Reduce the tension and pull the belt right off. You can put your new belt right back on in the same way. Okay, get it lined up, put your tightener back on. That's it. No screws to take out, no screws to lose, no nuts and bolts to mess around with. So 2 really quick modifications to this to make it usable for the needs that I have was, yeah, I want to change blades once in a while, and probably more frequently than most. And this mod allows me, and this mod, we're just simply removing this, allows me to simply change the belt to the different grits that I need as I go through different sharpening procedures for knives and tools and things like that. So the other very interesting little thing, and I got this from a whole different YouTube video, and let me show you what the concept is here in just a sec. I've got to reset this up a little bit, so hold on, be right back. Okay, got the sander flipped around the other way so that you can see. This is the motor here, and it's mounted to the base platform with 4 nuts and bolts right here. There's 2 in the front, 2 in the back. This is the belt that drives the wheel that powers the disc sander and the belt sander. So there's a belt in here that goes around and around and around and around based on this. This is, the mounting brackets are slotted, so you can move it up and down. When I first got this, I set a small piece of 2x4 on the belt to try to just see, okay, what's it feel like? How's it do? And as I put a little bit of pressure down on it, I was able to stop the belt right away. And I thought, oh man, this thing is way underpowered. Well, it's not really underpowered. What it is that there's not enough tension on the belt to drive this thing to the full potential of the horsepower that's in this little electric motor here. So what I did, and based on a tip from one of the other YouTubers out there, is I took this, loosened these nuts up, slid this back so that the belt drive here was tighter, tightened it back down. It's kind of tricky because you got to be underneath it and on top of it at the same time, and hold it in place and tighten things back down. So you need like 3 hands to do it, but it's doable. Once you get it set, you get it tightened down and it's nice and tight, then you can flip the thing on, put some pressure down on the belt, and it takes an awful lot more pressure now to stop that belt from turning. Now, it's possible to stop it, but you really got to push hard. So it's just a matter of tighten up the belt tension here. If you're thinking about a tool like this for your shop, for the price, this thing was absolutely the lowest price I ever saw. I think, if memory serves, the regular retail price for this is like $74.99 or $79.99. They had it on sale for $54.99, and because of a special New Year's holiday sale, they included a 25% off coupon. So with the 25% off the lower price, off the sale price, I got this thing for somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 bucks. And you really can't go wrong with something like this. Few little modifications, few little adjustments, and it works just fine for what I'm going to need it for. So if you're looking to get a good belt sander, I'd recommend that you pick this up from Harbor Freight. And just a real quick update on my son's progress. On Monday of this week, he finished phase 1, round 1 of both the chemotherapy and the radiation therapy. He seems to be doing good. He has lost some weight, but I think the weight loss is more related to his dietary changes. He's into juicing and trying to eat a lot healthier and things like that. So he's dropped a number of pounds, maintaining good spirits, doing well. There's about a 2-week respite now after the treatments. He's going to be going back to the oncology center for another battery of tests in about 2 weeks, and then they'll come up with a plan for phase 2, step 2, and we have no idea what that's going to bring, but everything's hopeful right now. We're doing good. Thanks for all your prayers. Thanks for all your thoughts. I really do appreciate it. My son appreciates it. Thanks very much. God bless you all. This is the Prepared Suburbanite reminding you to be prepared always, and I'm out for now.